YouTube, we got another W reaction video, man. Police discover a killer's hidden torture forest. It's late night right now, so low-key scary reacts, high-key scary reacts. Let's get straight to the video. Put this up.
Oh shit. SO389 dispatch. I've located the body. The scene's about 50 yards on a trail.
This lone cop just discovered a dead body in the middle of the woods.
What is that? Sounds like it's heading this way.
I see some knife up the top of the body, carving the blood of the place.
10-4, signal 7. Please send another unit to my location.
What he doesn't know yet is that the lifeless man in front of
what
him
the
has
hell was
been
that? Hold on, chat.
tortured.
It's heading this way.
I see some knife up the top of the body, carving the blood of the place.
10-4, signal 7. Please send another unit to
Yo.
my location.
What he doesn't know yet is that the lifeless man in front of him has been tortured for hours by the twisted man hiding in this very forest.
Whoever did this, it's fresh. There's a little eyeball right here.
Make sure the audio's straight, chat.
Smell this right. You don't smell gas right here?
Yeah.
Are they gonna torch him?
I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. There's something moving around back this way.
He carries 3 or 4 knives on him. He thinks he's Rambo.
You're what?
I'm just like a god.
What did this dude just say?
It's December 23rd, 2022, and Officer Azure has just received a 911 call from a distraught man reporting that he's found his best friend's lifeless body in the middle of the Lake Jackson forest. Officer Azure, along with a group of first responders, quickly arrive at the scene.
Brain in the chat. Brain in the chat. What's up?
Stay right
What up?
there.
What up?
Here they encounter Jamie, the 911 caller, and his best friend Robert, both of whom urgently want to show the officer where their dead friend is. Considering the serious circumstances, Officer Azure decides to follow Robert into the forest despite being alone.
389, I'm 10-12.
You gonna follow a dude in the forest?
Just give me a minute. I'm 10-12 with 2. I'm heading down to take a look. 361, if you want to come down, and 56 with the EMS in the back. I'm headed down to the scene.
We're gonna go back that way about 50 yards.
Okay.
50 yards.
What is this, in the back of a Walmart?
When I walked over the bridge,
Yeah.
knife was laying on the ground. There's no blood on it.
Did you touch the knife?
I did pick up the knife.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
Done,
need to get
done.
fingerprints from you, okay?
No problem.
Done. Chat.
I walked by the
You
car.
cut.
Yeah,
Roller
you
is
couldn't
looking
see
nice. Stop playing with
And
me.
then
Stop playing
I
with me.
walked by the car and goes, "What's that?" And he picked the tarp up with his sticky on his hand. And James was laying there face down. And I dropped the knife and we left.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna need to get a very detailed statement from you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Just because.
I understand.
Well, the thing is, I'm not accusing you of anything, but you have to be ruled out. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
Well, you just
At
following
this
dude
point,
into
the
the
officer
woods.
can't yet confirm Robert's story, but with a
Okay,
dead body
two-door truck.
reported, he has no choice but
Come
to push
on.
deeper into the woods. However,
I guess I
along
need
with
the taper,
suspicious
bro.
man he's just
I
met
gotta
and
get-
a killer who could be
I gotta
lurking
get right like you,
nearby,
bro.
the officer knows he must proceed with extreme caution.
What is it, the
You stay on that
mid-taper?
right here for me, okay? Let me
Guess
get
I
a
gotta
pen
get
for
right
you.
with you, twin.
Which one?
Right here, plenty.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then you please look in that back tent.
All right. Where's the knife?
The knife is on the left hand side of him.
Okay.
Laying on the ground. He's got a white belt.
Okay. Just hang out there for me, okay?
See, now this is what I want to know. What the hell is that carved into the tree?
Jamie was telling the truth. Wrapped inside the tarp is the body of James Leidendecker. He's lying naked in a pool of his own blood, covered in cuts and scrapes. Realizing the severity of the situation, Officer Azure immediately instructs Jamie to head back while he investigates further. That's when Officer Azure begins to hear some unsettling noises.
Excuse me, Jack. Somebody just whistled?
I'm not
Oh, that's
sure
a
if
car.
it's a person or I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. Sounds like it's heading this way.
It's heading your way. What the fuck is somebody's running towards you?
Hey, LT.
Fortunately for Officer Azure,
Oh, that
backup
officer
arrived
definitely shitting
just
himself.
in time, providing some relief
I would
from
be shitting
whatever
myself.
might have been lurking in the forest.
I mean, there's nothing for y'all to check. He's cold to the touch.
Oh yeah, he's
You
done.
got
Bro was all
knife
stabbed
right
up.
here, body
He's cooked
here,
right now.
tents, whole camp spread up back here. We've also got one outstanding.
What the hell are you talking about?
There's 2 people who live in this camp,
And one's not here?
and one's outstanding at the moment.
Did you find the knife?
Yeah.
I got a knife right here.
No blood on it, huh?
Well, there's something right there, but
ED,
hey, we
appreciate
still got
that.
those 2 guys too.
Appreciate that, ED.
Yeah,
W
they're
cut.
standing there waiting for us.
Good, because one that led me back touched the knife, so we need to get his prints and a statement off him. The other one touched the tarp. They found out what was going on and they took off. I checked the camp and he's the only one back here.
Well, I got the name of the person that he was arguing with at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so, and I've got what looks like maybe his clothes right over there. So he's naked. And there's some
So we got a naked man in the woods. I say we
As
wait till the
medical
morning.
staff arrives and
We ain't
examines
doing
the
this in
body
the-
more
we ain't doing
closely.
this in the
They
dark,
observe
bro.
a brutal manner of death, blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, and something even more disturbing: gasoline found in James's lungs and stomach. Detectives are left with a burning question: why would a victim have gasoline inside him? However, this would be only one
Wrong
of
gas
the many
pack.
disturbing details officers uncover at the scene.
Hey, Seth, take a look at this for me. What is that? Is that just soot weared off on that, or? I mean, it looks awful shiny.
Where he has been stabbed, just from what I can see. But he is butt naked, face down on a tarp with his upper torso covered, so definitely not. And definitely somebody put him here.
They over here having a
So I don't know what his face looks like. If he
Boys
was
in the
stabbed
forest
neck or
moment.
the face.
turned on
The
each other.
blood may be hidden by the tarp. I'm not seeing any obvious.
They out
blood.
here
Apparently the
acting
witness
like
picked
they
up
in the
knife.
wilderness, chat. And they dead ass just right behind a Walmart, bro. Right behind a Walmart, acting like they're in the wilderness or some shit, bro. You are 50 feet away from a Walmart, brother. Go get an application. Get out the
The
woods.
knife has like a rope string around it.
Shit, live in the woods while
There's
working there.
blood on it. Yeah, the tarp's brown, but there's blood all over the tarp, like blood splatter.
It looks like, I mean, he was moved post-mortem. You can tell by the way he was
Oh,
dressed.
he's got his fucking leaf in his ass crack.
Yeah.
That's oh, that blows, yeah.
There's a leaf in his ass crack?
That's
Yo,
crazy.
hey, yo.
This looks like they're carving odin. This in the one eye. You see that? Fucking nuts.
I can't even see, bro. Flashlight too bright.
So yes.
What the
Oh, yeah, they cut that
hell?
with a chainsaw, right? And it looks like. You just spoke gas right here. Yeah.
By now, officers were certain they had a murder on their hands.
What type of shit are they
Injuries
on,
to
bro?
the body, the bloody knife,
That's a different type
and
of
the
tweaking.
presence
They ended
of
up carving some
gasoline
shit in a
all points
thick-ass
to
tree.
one thing. This wasn't just a killing, but a calculated act where the victim had likely been tortured for hours. With this in mind,
Oh, I gotta see what
officers
this
would
looks
return to
backwards.
question Jamie, the man who had originally called 911. And what Jamie reveals would soon lead investigators directly to the killer. But before we continue, it's worth noting that tragedies like these could affect any of us. Occur without
Skip.
attorneys, unless you dollar time worth Morgan Buddy with me, one of the eyewitnesses, and he would provide them with their biggest lead yet.
So I heard arguing and stuff. So I
Shit
go
not
to
working.
the
Hold on.
woods, go to this camp.
So you
I
left.
walk back to the camp because, you know,
Right.
homeless people argue all the time about dumb shit. It's been a while now, and I haven't heard anything from James or anybody over there. So I go over there to me and my friend that's with
The other
Officer
deputy.
now. Go over there, right? So when I walk, get to a certain point, I see a tarp laying
Right.
there beside this tree, which is never there. I
And
flip over,
inside
the
is-
tarp is I don't even know if it's James or
All right, right. Well, we're gonna get it figured out, okay? Do you know James' last name?
Do.
Do you know James' last name?
No, ma'am.
No.
I'm talking about the person who did this,
36.
because I know who it is. Dusty McDonald. It lives right up. He just
Dusty?
got the complaint this morning. Man come down there with a hatchet, threatening, chopping shit up. Called it in, sheriff's department. They come over, they talked to him, they told him that they're gonna go over and talk to him to stay away.
And James is the one who called.
No, ma'am.
Who called this morning? Rick. Okay. Do you know
Rick
Rick's
is
last
the one
name?
who stays there.
Okay.
No, ma'am, but Rick is the one who
Rick.
stays there. James is a friend of everybody's, but
So
he
I
was
should be
staying
able
up
to
there with
find out by
Dusty.
his name.
According to Jamie, a man named Dusty McDonald had attacked another man,
Dusty
Rick,
McDonald.
with a hatchet earlier
Dusty McDonald, bro. Hey, Brody, nobody. If you want to,
that
bro, I ain't
day.
tripping.
Police were called,
Hell
but
yeah.
were unable to locate or confront
ahead,
Dusty
brother.
at the time.
I
While this
appreciate it if
incident
you do.
was concerning, it wasn't enough on its own to establish Dusty as a primary suspect. Until
Dusty McDonald
nearly
is
every
this
witness
primary
interviewed
suspect.
pointed
What
to
kind of
him
name
as
is that, bro?
well.
I've never heard some shit
Eventually,
like that.
officers had gathered enough statements to justify bringing Dusty in for questioning. All they needed now was to find him. As police began searching for Dusty, other officers on scene would sit down with the two 911 callers to piece together a timeline. According to them, the day had started with unsettling signs that something was off.
We both went down there. We live right here. We wanted to go check on our friend. He's wrapped up in a tarp.
Okay.
Sir,
We came back
I
and
heard
talked.
arguing earlier, right?
We know who was down there, sir.
Arguing.
Okay.
So I
These the
walked
same
down.
dudes they was already talking to?
It was. I seen Dusty have James on the ground. He was saying, you shouldn't talk shit about this and that. You know what I'm saying? I heard, like, oh, they just getting shit out, you know what I mean? But I never hear nothing from over there no more. I'm like,
You know Dusty's real name or?
Dusty McDonald.
Did you say that James called them today and said, hey,
Nope, Rick.
oh, Rick called.
Rick.
He said,
James was there.
when Dusty went over there and cut his tent with
Cut
a
him
machete?
up, threatened with a machete,
Yeah.
cut his tent up.
Yeah.
Rick, the
All
dude
kind
that
of
they
shit.
found butt naked dead
They called the
in the
police.
woods.
Yep.
Called the
I
police,
believe.
made a report, and the police just said, stay away from him.
And then
There's
this
a
Dusty
laying
McDonald
beside a
dude
tree that's never there.
sliced him up and ran away butt naked. What the hell's up with them being butt naked, bro? What?
When I flipped it up, I seen legs.
Based on these witness accounts, officers now have a fairly detailed picture of what likely unfolded just hours earlier. They also have a lead suspect, Dusty McDonald, a name one of the officers happened to be familiar with.
He looked like a Dusty
They
McDonald.
already brought up his name, but Dustin McCormick.
Yeah, Dusty.
Dusty,
Yeah, that's wicked.
supposedly general and some militia come down there this morning with a machete and started
A militia?
hacking up some of the tents because so he wanted to clear the area. Said he's a Sigma 20 and off his meds.
They said Dusty. They said Dusty's the one that's outstanding. Yeah, they said this guy Dusty left from over here like later in the evening.
By now, it was clear Dusty had likely been involved in the murder, and with Jamie and Robert's statements in hand, police began piecing together the sequence of events leading up to the brutal killing. Earlier that day, Rick, another man who lived at the camps, had called 911 claiming a Dusty McDonald had slashed his tent with a machete while searching for a man named James, even threatening him in the process. Later that afternoon, Dusty managed to find James, and witnesses reported hearing arguing from the camp. When they checked to see what was going on, they saw Dusty on top of James, wrestling and yelling. It didn't
Nobody
appear
helped,
anything
dude?
more than a heated
Damn.
argument, so
Nobody
they
helped the
returned
dude
to
that
their
got
camp.
fucked up?
However, hours would pass, and nobody had heard from James. Robert and Jamie began to worry and decided to go looking for him, and that's when they found a blue tarp covering James's lifeless body.
Damn.
Nearly all witness accounts lined up perfectly with this timeline of events, making the next step for officers clear: arrest Dusty and bring him in for interrogation.
What type of fit is that, brother?
Fortunately, since officers had begun the work of locating him earlier that day, they already had Dusty's address. Soon after, they surrounded the house, ready to move in.
I don't know if that's him, but there's somebody.
Sheriff Office, put a knife down, man.
Oh shit.
Come on out. Come on out. Come on out.
I don't have anything in my
Okay,
hand.
come on. Please, I don't have anything in my hands. Come on out. I'm right here, sir. Come on out. Dude, I'm right here.
Dusty?
Okay. Dude, yeah.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Dude, a man just tried to light me on fire, dude. Y'all know what happened down there. That man tried to light me on fire, man. It's all on surveillance, dude.
Is it though?
You try to do things stupid. The dog's gonna bite you, understand?
I'm not even armed, dude. Look at there. I'm not armed at all, sir. Sir, man just left my house. And
Hell no, bro. I'm not getting bit by a bro. Hell no, bro.
Dusty's behavior would be bizarre from the start, immediately insisting that James tried to set him on fire and that the officers, quote, already know what happened down there. Whether he's trying to claim self-defense or is just completely unhinged is anyone's guess.
Sorry, walk this with me. Yeah, dude, sir, you know what happened down there.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Dude, the man tried to light me on fire as I came.
Okay, just listen.
Okay,
we've got one side. Okay. That's why you need to come with us. Okay? I know you are.
With the supposed killer in custody, officers concluded the disturbing on-scene investigation and began preparing for interrogation. If Dusty was their killer, given what had been done to the victim's body, it pointed to someone deeply disturbed. That suspicion would soon be confirmed. By now, Dusty had already raised serious concerns. He had slashed Rick's tent and threatened him. On top of that, multiple witnesses had just reported seeing him argue with James hours before the murder. However, despite how clear things seemed, there was one major complication. Dusty was claiming self-defense. He alleged that James had thrown gasoline on him and threatened to set him on fire.
There was hella gasoline.
This wasn't a claim detectives could easily dismiss, especially given the distinct smell of gasoline at the scene, meaning there was a possibility he could get away with his crime. Even though it's clear who's behind the murder at this point, Dusty's story now carries a shred of credibility.
Is Zod getting to me, or did he have like a missing finger?
That story, either by disproving his self-defense claim using witness statements, or ideally by getting a confession. Either way, the investigation is about to get a lot more complicated. To move forward, detectives start by bringing in people from the encampment who knew Dusty well and interacted with him regularly. If Dusty had a pattern of violent behavior, these individuals were the most likely to have seen it firsthand.
My goal here is to kind of get, from your perspective, kind of what you saw, what you heard.
Well, he ain't really been fucking with me at all. I ain't never had no cross words. He's always insistent, oh, come up there and do your laundry and all that shit, you know. Come up there and get a shower, that's what it was. Come and get a shower, come get a shower all the time. So I fucked up and got a shower and give him $2 afterwards, you know, just a gesture.
Rick explains that Dusty often offered showers and laundry to homeless individuals in the area, sometimes charging a small fee. This catches the attention of detectives. These seemingly generous acts may be a part of a larger pattern of manipulation, a way for Dusty to assert control over the homeless community. It's a detail that could support their efforts to build a stronger case against him.
I tried my best to get along with him. You know, he had a shower that we all used, you know, sometimes try to keep him good with him for those reasons and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
Never, my wildest dreams that I think he was capable of murdering, that's the honest truth. I was just over there basically using his necessities like we all were. We had a chance to, you know, shower, usually offered it. That's his way of making friends with us, I think. I had stayed with him before and he kicked me out.
Wait, so if dude has a house with a shower and all that, why is he in the middle of the woods sleeping in a tent with some dude being naked and shit? What the hell? Yo!
Pictures of him and stuff like that with my phone.
Yo, PRP Crusher! What up? What up? Welcome to the chat, brother.
That's the only have the phone. So you gotta go. I left.
So he on his Diddy Meister stuff
Dusty
with
lives
the
in a
homeless
house near
people.
the homeless camps, a
Wow.
property owned by his grandfather.
Wow.
At first, much like Rick, Busby describes Dusty as someone who seems generous, allowing members of the homeless camp to use his home for basic amenities. As investigators continue interviewing members of the homeless community, a more troubling picture of Dusty begins to emerge.
Chad,
He
this
has
video,
a history of strange
they
and
found some
violent
type of
behavior
torture
marked by
forest.
paranoia and delusions.
Some dude dead, butt
However,
naked with a
officers
leaf in his
face
butt.
a challenge.
And this right
the
here, this
interviews
dude
so
killed him.
far have been too vague, highlighting patterns of behavior
Stabbed him
but
up,
lacking
cooked him.
concrete details to build a solid
Left
case.
him in the middle of the
this
woods.
leads detectives back to Jamie, the original 911 caller and the person with the clearest recollection of events so far. And he's able to offer meaningful insight into who Dusty really is.
Mr. Allen, my role here in all this, it's just kind of to get from your perspective, your side of things, what you saw, what you observed.
Man came to my camp last night. I used to stay up there with him. He's a violent person.
Oh, shit.
This papa is the one that let me stay there because he's the one that owns the property. The reason I don't stay there is because you don't do what he says and he gets all angry and threatens you and he just crazy shit. I said, well,
What does he usually carry?
he ain't got a stick this time. But he's either got a stick, a machete, or knife. He carries like 3 or 4 knives on him.
Oh, he's one of these type of brothers. He's walking around with 15 knives on him
While
and shit.
Dusty had a reputation as a bully who routinely harassed the
That's how my
homeless
little cousin
community,
is,
no
yo.
one expected
What
his
the fuck is
behavior
wrong?
to
Like,
escalate to cold-blooded
why you need
murder.
16 knives,
His
bro? What
so-called generosity, offering
How
his
you gonna
home
even
for
be able to
showers and
use one
laundry,
of 'em?
masked
You
a
tripping.
deeper need for control and manipulation. The same
They all
people
different-
he claimed
all
to
different
help
colorways
were
and shit,
also
and
the
skins
ones
on
he
them and shit. I'm like,
intimidated and
yo, what the-
threatened, revealing a warped sense of power and superiority. In the end, this contradiction may have set the stage for the gruesome murder. When Dusty was brought in for questioning, his demeanor was strangely calm. At this point, he seems to believe that he is seen as a victim of an attack by this homeless man. He didn't seem like he was in his right mind at all. Detectives were hoping to learn about Dusty's side of the story, but instead were met with, well, a lot of nonsense.
You know I'm an owl, right?
You're what?
You know I'm an owl, right?
Okay.
What
You know
the
what that means,
fuck?
right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. Golly. Thank you. This has been a really hard day. Sir, I
You
waited
know I'm an owl?
a
Is that
long
code
time
for something?
You know, I still have a great sense of innocence within me, if it ain't obvious to you this time.
Throughout his interrogation, Dusty's responses are filled with incoherent delusions and deflections. In Dusty's mind, he's, quote, an owl, constantly watched, monitored, and under surveillance. It's clear that without his medication, his schizophrenia is spiraling out of control.
Great, now this dude needs medication. Come on, bro.
Well, Jesus, man, that was some crazy shit, man. And to still be able to get us some usable intel, you know?
Excuse me,
Don't get
Jack.
why staying at that place is so dangerous for me. I know a lot of trust is getting to me or like that, but man, thank you for saying I'm good to talk about this.
Dusty seems to believe he's outsmarted the cops, thinking he's there to provide valuable intel as the victim. But he will soon find out that he's actually a suspect in the cold-blooded murder of an innocent man.
I haven't shed a tear all day, you know.
Oh, he acting like you don't even know what's up with the dude in the woods? Oh, brother. You worried about being an owl.
What,
You're cooked. They know that you killed him.
Not very long. That was my first. I think everybody knows that. From the get-go. You know, thank you for this deep psychological diagnosis. It's helping a lot. Good.
Listening closely to Dusty's words, it seems as if he's openly admitting to the murder. Although his statement is scattered and unclear, it gives detectives the impression that he's acknowledging responsibility without fully grasping the seriousness of his actions. But Dusty's bizarre admissions wouldn't stop there, as he continues rambling incoherently.
I was brushing and then he throws that gasoline on me because you saw how I was rolled up and down there. Dude, I thought I was just doing it for the other. You know what I mean? Because that was my intention.
I honestly don't know what the hell he's saying right now. What do you mean?
To hit that Neo UI and come out like that, I don't know how I do it sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What the hell is an NEUI, bro?
Blades, like before back when I took the butcher knives and threw it in curved like that. I don't know how I do it, sir. I just know with my beautiful mind that I am just It's a three-way. Yeah. You know, it's the photographic, the audiogenic intake, and then the genic. Yeah. You know,
he just pulled some crazy shit out of his ass with those words. What?
Just like, God. Man, I never thought it would be something like that. But my God, what that thing was.
While Dusty's ramblings could be interpreted as an admission that James was his first murder,
he's talking about slicing somebody else.
A mix of delusions about retinoids, his photographic memory, and other incoherent claims. The detective picks up on this and pushes further, trying to separate fact from fiction in Dusty's fractured account.
For me to verify everything that I can see elsewhere, I'm trying to. I know you're not mad at me. That's just, I don't want you to think I'm asking questions.
Many others, like, think my personality is, I can't talk to people.
I can do
Yeah,
but
yeah, you're talking a little too much. You already done pretty much admitted, brother.
Very relieved that we were at this conversation.
Dusty claims he's not mad and that people don't understand how he communicates. This shows he might have a twisted view of himself, possibly because of paranoia, delusions, or mental illness. What's strange is how calm and relieved Dusty seems. Most guilty people would be nervous or scared during an interrogation, but Dusty is different. He seems to still believe he's the victim and doesn't grasp the seriousness of his actions. Instead of taking responsibility, he thinks people just don't understand him. This becomes even clearer when Dusty asks one final question to the detective.
Will I be able to go home?
I'm gonna figure that out.
Will you be able to go home?
Yeah, because
will the other dude be able to go home? Hell no. That is shit in the tent.
We're gonna have to figure that.
Naked with a leaf in his butt for some reason. That's how you left him, brother.
I'm gonna come talk to you about it. Just okay?
After this bizarre exchange, the detective had heard enough to know it was time to wrap up the interrogation. Dusty's lack of remorse and distorted grip on reality made it clear they were dealing with someone who didn't fully understand the weight of his actions. According to the pathology report, the victim, James Decker, was subjected to horrific torture before his death. His body showed severe blunt force trauma, including cuts, bruises, and fractures to his face, nose, ears, and mouth.
Ooh.
His eyes had severe bleeding, and many of his teeth were broken. The injuries also extended to his neck, with heavy bleeding in the muscles and a broken hyoid bone, suggesting he had been strangled. His torso displayed several broken ribs, and internal bleeding was found in his chest and abdomen. One of the most disturbing details from the report was that James had been exposed to gasoline. His skin had begun to slough off in areas, and a strong smell of gasoline was found on his arms, thighs, and hands. Gasoline was also detected in his lungs and stomach, indicating he had inhaled and swallowed it before he died. This made the murder even more gruesome. Dusty was processed for forensic evidence and transported to the Leon County Detention Facility. The witness statements, his vague confession, and the forensic evidence from the scene were enough to formally charge him. Dusty McDonald was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder, and as of this video's upload, his case remains ongoing.
In December 2000,
Dusty got a damn torture forest, bro. You're tripping. I didn't know he tortured him at the end before he died. I didn't know it was a torture type of deal. What the fuck?